these people?
So
Right.
extra story.
Yeah, we have an extra story. I felt ambitious. And we need content. Since we have less shows going on right now.
Yep.
But so I know like we've talked about Africa in terms of Israel, and then just Africa in general. And I feel like and I know that and there have been people online who kind of say, "Oh, you guys are so focused on what's happening in Gaza, and no one's talking about what's happening in Congo and all that kind of stuff. You know, there's stuff happening there too." Which, to be fair, there is a
To be
point.
fair.
But even with Africa, as we reported, there's shenanigans there, especially given what's happening with Israel right now. And case in point, if you want to go to the slides.
Yep. Oh, they're up.
Wait.
Sorry, you just don't see that.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm looking at the wrong screen.
Yep.
So we have our buddy boy BB with the title "Dumping Gazans in Congo." Well, Collin, what do you mean by this? So hate doing this, but we're gonna pull. There were several stories on, but I felt Washington Post was somewhat the most concise. And I want this to be a fairly quick story. So Steve Hendrix, Harb, and Claire Parker report as Gazans return to destroyed homes, Israeli ministers push resettlement. So they write controversial proposals from some Israeli officers to evacuate Gazans to camps in Egypt or other countries are causing rifts in Washington, Europe, and the United Nations, and have been included in a case filed against Israel at the International Court of Justice alleging genocide. Alleging, whatever. It's not alleging. Far-right members of the governing coalition have proposed sending displaced Palestinians to Saudi Arabia, Jordan, the European Union, or Chile. And as of today, as for what I saw, that Saudi Arabia has added their name to the list of countries in regards to South Africa's condemnation of Israel for genocide. So, fuck off, Israel. Anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
So Saudis don't care about you as much as you think they do. The Post reported in December that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had urged President Biden and other U.S. officials to pressure Egypt to open its border with Gaza and accept Palestinian refugees. We've talked about this before.
Yep.
A recent report in Israeli media said Netanyahu was in discussions with the Democratic Republic of Congo to receive voluntary migration from Gaza. Netanyahu's office and the Israeli Foreign Ministry declined to comment. The Congolese government did not respond to requests for comment. I tried to see if anything on Congo has said anything. I couldn't find anything. So if I do, or if we do, we will make sure we will update you guys as needed. Critics say such proposals could amount to the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian enclave. Forced displacements are strictly prohibited as a grave violation of international humanitarian law, and words matter. Joseph Borrell, the European Union's top diplomat, wrote Wednesday on X, formerly known Twitter, in response to calls by Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich and National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir of Palestinians to leave Gaza.
Yeah.
What needs to be done in the Gaza Strip is to encourage immigration, Smotrich said in an interview Sunday with Israeli Army Radio.
God.
If there are 100,000 or 200,000 Arabs in Gaza and not 2 million Arabs, the entire discussion on the day after will be totally different.
This is a war crime, by the way.
Right.
Immigration.
So this is Gvir's tweet, translated from Hebrew. He said, really appreciate the United States of America, but with all due respect, we are not another star on the American flag. You could fool us with that.
Uh-huh.
The United States is our best friend, but first of all, we will do what is best for the state of Israel. The immigration of hundreds of thousands from Gaza will allow the residents of the enclave to return home and live in security and protect the IDF soldiers.
Yeah, except that that's a war crime.
Right. Right.
Just
they're kind of
is.
telling them themselves.
They don't know that
without
it's
telling on themselves.
right. A zombie in the air. So ethnic cleansing. Yes, we want all the brown people out of our country. Please leave.
Right.
You know.
Right.
That's. Ugh.
Yeah, it's just like, either they think they're dumb, we're dumb, or
literally send them to Africa. That's
right.
That's what they're about to tell us.
But you know what? The fact that the Washington Post is bold as hell to report on this in this way shows that Israel isn't doing so hot. Like, even Washington Post is like, nah, bro, you're not, you're in the wrong.
As long as it doesn't call out Amazon, they'll be all right. You know. So,
but I digress. U.S. officials say they have been reassured that the proposals do not represent official Israeli Okay, but but the State Department on Tuesday issued a rebuke to Smolarich and Ben-Gvir. This rhetoric is inflammatory and irresponsible, spokesman Matthew Miller said in a statement. We have been clear, consistent, and unequivocal that Gaza is Palestinian land and will remain Palestinian land.
Even if we bomb it to hell, it's their land.
In private, Israeli officials say the proposals stem from the political imperatives of Netanyahu's coalition and his dependence on far-right parties to maintain power.
Yep.
Ben-Gvir and Smolarich are excluded from the emergency war cabinet where security policy is being set, but their statements play well among religious settlers and activists who would like to see Israel annex Gaza rather than turn it over into a revitalized Palestinian Authority, as U.S. officials have advocated. The professionals in the military and the security establishment note that this is not even in the realm of possibility, said a person directly familiar with conversations inside the government, speaking on the condition of anonymity because they are not authorized to discuss the matter publicly. They know there is no future without Gazians in Gaza and the PA as part of the government. Well,
there you go.
Okay. So I wanted to play this real quick just to show you the I don't even know what to call it, the schizophrenicism of these Israeli officials.
Yeah.
So this clip, you probably have to turn down the sound. I think I might have done it beforehand. But this is from the Hindustan Times, where basically now, I think maybe just in terms of protests or whatever else, or like, Israel is kind of pulling back some of these statements.
Yeah.
So if you want to play the clip, you can go ahead. I'll probably have to Will Israel send displaced Gazans to Congo amid war? Third NATO nation warns Israel after stunning report. You could probably play it, but just not play the music.
Yeah.
Israeli officials dismiss this report as an illusion.
What? It is an illusion. This is not the report you're looking for.
Right.
Like,
senior Israeli official denies report that Tel Aviv will send Gazians to Congo. The Times of Israel quoted the official as saying that the claim was an illusion. Israel to send Gazians to Congo. There are those in Israel who think that there is a willingness on the part of Gazians to emigrate voluntarily.
What is that?
Israeli official quoted by the Times of Israel.
Right, like this voluntary immigration bullshit, which is a war crime and also not voluntary. You are
Right.
forcing them by bombing their country. Like, anyway.
You can keep going. Because these run very slow, so.
Slow.
Yeah,
You
I could
probably
probably
speed 'em
read
up.
it in the comment before. It's a baseless illusion, in my opinion. No country holds over 2 million people, or 1 million, or 105,000. I don't know where that idea came from.
Uh-huh. Probably from you.
It could be between Congo and Gazans, but Israel is not conducting any talks with any country on this issue. I don't want to say it's fake, but it can't.
Pause. They're not talking to any country on this issue is not the fucking, like, dunk they think it is. Because that means you don't give a fuck about the people you're displacing, like, even to do that. You just, like, no, we just want to bomb them all. It should work out fine. Like, why should we try to find them homes? Let Egypt take them. Like, they can go that way. You know?
I don't want to say it's fake, but it can't be through us since we have no connection to it. The Congolese can talk to the Gazans and ask them to move to Congo. And why the fuck would they want to do that?
Right.
Let's say Schmolowitz wanted to do it. What can he do? We're not part of this. We're not in a position where we can bring people from here to Congo. We're not in the loop.
I don't know how you can't be.
The Times of Israel's sister site, Isman Israel, reported on resettlement of Gazans. Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich and National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir have recently called for Gazans to be resettled outside of the Strip.
Uh-huh.
Their comments drew condemnation from NATO nations, the U.S., and France.
Sure it did.
Now, another NATO nation, Germany, has also warned the two Israeli ministers German Foreign Ministry says Berlin rejects unhelpful remarks by Israeli ministers. Berlin. There must neither be any expulsions nor any territorial reduction of Gaza.
Yeah.
UN Special Rapporteur also called forcible transfer of Palestinians act of genocide.
Yeah, it is war crime under law.
He warned that Congolese or other states officials will be guilty of aiding. So there's a tweet by Adequate Housing, those of you who are listening, who says, forcible transfer of Gazan population is an act of genocide, especially given the high number of children. Congolese or other states officials will be guilty of aiding and abetting genocide if they agree to any transfer of population. Right. So,
yeah.
No one wants to deal with this.
No. Yep. Oh, that's it.
I think that's it. All right. So, yeah. And just as a final thing that I just found earlier, so now that I think there has been some pushback, BB has something he wants to say regarding all of this. So if you want to go to that.
Working on it.
I want to make a few points absolutely clear. Israel has no intention of permanently occupying Gaza or displacing its civilian population.
Yeah, okay.
Israel is fighting Hamas terrorists.
No, you're not.
Not the Palestinian population.
Yes, you are.
And we are doing so in full compliance with international law.
No, you're not.
The IDF is doing its utmost to minimize civilian casualties,
no, you're
while
not.
Hamas is doing its utmost to maximize them by using Palestinian civilians as human shields.
We've covered why that's not the case either. Your own army protested you making human shielding bad. They protested your law saying you couldn't use human shields. Your own army protested that. So
IDF urges Palestinian civilians to leave war zones by disseminating leaflets, making phone calls, providing safe passage corridors, while Hamas prevents Palestinians from leaving at gunpoint and often with gunfire. Our goal is to rid Gaza of Hamas terrorists and free our hostages. Once this is achieved, Gaza can be demilitarized and de-radicalized, thereby creating a possibility for a better future for Israel and Palestinians alike.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop you fucking lying.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, he got ratioed for this.
Oh, I bet he fucking did.
But yeah. So, like I said, if there's any more information to this or any updates, like I said, I'll see if I can pull anything from Congo to see if they're saying anything, but it would be extremely difficult to. But if I find something, I'll update you. But yeah, just to let you know that Israel is still up to the shenanigans, and now they're kind of being like, "Oh, we didn't say this shit. Like, we didn't mean what we said."
How dare you say Hamas using human shields prevents the IOF from using the Hannibal Directive? Yeah, exactly. Don't look into what that is. You know, don't do that. Whatever you do, don't do that. But anyway, craziness. Make sure you leave your comments, put them in the comment section below. Like and subscribe as always, and please share. Only you can prevent suppression. So we appreciate all the help we can get. We're trying to get to 2K. Make that happen, please. We love you.
So